In the back and forth over what's causing the surge in crime, some critics, including the mayor, have pointed at the judicial branch. The contention that changes to the bail system, electronic monitoring, and leniency from judges are making life too easy for criminals. In a rare extended public appearance, the county's chief judge pushed back. Amanda Vinicky was there and joins us now with more. Amanda.
Yes, Brandis, Cook County's Chief Judge Tim Evans openly posed the question he says that he knows members of the public are asking, and that is, are courts properly holding accountable defendants accused of crimes? With 3,800 shootings last year, 1,800 carjackings, he says people are living in fear, and he says the dangerous criminals who are responsible must be stopped, but he says not at the expense of constitutionally protected liberties.
The public has a right to safety. But of course, as desirable as it might be in this crime crisis that we face, to keep the dangerous individuals behind bars, we still have to do so by providing those accused of committing these horrendous crimes the due process of law.
The roles and responsibilities of the criminal justice system are particularly in focus today as the public learned that the 16-year-old accused of killing 8-year-old Melissa Ortega had been arrested and released 3 times for carjackings last year. Evans cannot speak to the specifics of this or any other pending case, but he says with juveniles, the role of the judicial system is to rehabilitate, not to punish.
Don't have the prefrontal cortex that is developed. And the prefrontal cortex of the brain does not itself fully develop until you're closer to the age of 25 years of age. This kid is 16. There's no way that he would have the prefrontal cortex already developed. So while I can't talk about that particular case, I'm just talking about the typical 16-year-old. He doesn't have that part of the brain developed that makes it possible for him to distinguish between the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do.
Journalists repeatedly asked at what point would someone, particularly a juvenile with a prior record, be cut off from something like electronic monitoring. Evans says we don't give up on kids.
I'll take a hypothetical 16-year-old. What do we do if we give him a chance and he goes out and hijacks a car? Do we throw him away?
While the police and prosecutors believe someone accused of a crime is guilty, he says it is the judge's job to play a different role.
And if that judge doesn't see the evidence there, no matter what the charge is, he or she might decide to release the person pre-trial. Now, we're talking about pre-trial. That doesn't mean that they walk free. They still have to go through a trial. This is just the pre-trial phase. And as you said, yes, they had a conviction in the past, and they are charged with something similar now, but that doesn't mean that because they're charged with it, that they did it.
Evans says he hopes his comments today will help the public understand this. He says that one of the tools judges use to make decisions is a public safety assessment, and that, he says, is under review now by Harvard. Now, another factor in weighing these decisions, whether the state's attorney has filed a petition asking that a defendant remain detained. Without that, he says, a judge cannot legally require a defendant be held. I asked him, how often is the state's attorney not filing that required petition? Here's his response.
Well, we're checking that too. And we have some disturbing information that's coming in so far.
He says it has come to light that the state's attorney's office has said it has filed petitions that would prevent someone accused of a crime from being released, but that the court clerk's office has no record of it, meaning that even if a judge wanted someone held, they may not have that option. It is unclear at this point what is going on, how often, and why. The court clerk's office says it is setting up a meeting with the judge to learn more. Now, meanwhile, there has been no formal change that is in directive in electronic monitoring. But Evans says since October, nobody accused of murder or of attempted murder has been put on electronic monitoring. With that, Brandis, back to you.
Amanda, yeah, that's interesting news about those court filings. I'm sure we'll be learning more about that
Trying.
in the coming days. I'll bet you are. Amanda Venicky, thanks.